On the plus side, Ashley, you're probably not going to be able to fall asleep tonight while driving the bus.
Fantastic.
That sounds like a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to fall asleep because I would really like to not crash.
Keep that streak going.
You're fine. At some point, I'm gonna have to drive.
We're 2 points in.
Yeah.
Oh,
We haven't gotten the 3
No
yet. this
pressure,
year, have we,
Ashley.
right?
Yeah, we haven't
That's
gotten 3 this year.
That is
Yeah.
a little bit more pressure. I am curious when it's supposed to turn to daylight again.
It doesn't.
Never.
No.
No.
To dusk
Dusk.
or dawn, it'll be
Or whatever.
dawn.
3 hours?
It'll be on this trip, like probably
change.
not that far from now.
That would be really nice.
Well, it's 3:41. The time actually works, right? Like
I don't.
It's half an hour. It's half an hour ahead of us. Half an hour at offset from whatever the time zone change is, because I think it's actually mountain time.
right.
So,
Okay.
They put that
which would make
detail in
sense.
here?
That would make no 3 hours from now, 4 hours from now,
Our
4.5
tycoon-
hours from now.
Our tycoon says 6:40 on the clock.
6:40 is when we see it change over.
So 3.
So
3
Is
hours?
it?
But I don't know if it's real time.
Is it a real time clock?
Well, it just changed. So 42. So we'll
Okay, now
see.
let's just
If
watch.
it's a real time clock, it's 3 hours then.
Just remember,
We'll just
6:40
stick.
woke it.
6:40 woke it. Yeah.
When was the last point? Or rather, when was the when was the last point? Was it right at?
It was pretty
was it
close
right,
to
like
turnover.
when was the last crash? Was that right?
Well,
at
I mean-
a shift change.
No, Andy was
Andy
was the last one
night
to crash.
to crash, but I don't think he crashed in the morning.
No, he crashed.
He crashed at
pretty
like
late.
3 or.
He crashed at like
3
3
and
a.m.
4.
Yeah, he crashed at like 3 a.m.
Because
Okay.
I was not driving all that long before I got a point. I actually got 2 points on my
I
shift.
think we're about 20 hours in without crashing right now.
So about 4 hours, and then we should see the sun come up.
Yeah.
I don't like the nighttime.
No, the nighttime is way harder to drive. Although you notice that the new higher graphics, you can actually see the side of the road. So it's
Yeah.
way easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely did notice that.
I always try to steer the yellow line into the cleavage of the
Oh,
headlights.
yeah.
That's the same thing I do.
Yeah,
It
that's
puts you in the
general.
middle of the
And
road.
see, that's when I know I need to go left.
Yeah.
When it hits the cleavage.
Yeah.
This is still tea time? Yes, the driver is still tea time.
Somebody asking for.
Other people have gotten points, but we've only
Yeah.
gotten 2 in a row so far. 2 consecutive
Turns
points
out
this
we're
year.
bad at driving desert bus.
I can't believe that it's still Desert Bus 2 that we got our best score.
I would like to. We have never sat down and said, "All right, we gotta try this year." It's tricky because there's a lot more going on these days. There's driver intros. There's dances. There's chaos.
There's live auctions.
There's live. Yeah, there's just a lot more going on than there was back at 2 when we got 14 points.
Yeah.
So
I think we only had like 4 prizes.
Yeah.
There was also
Desert
4-hour
Bus 2,
shifts.
we had a box.
We had a box of.
We had
Books.
we had
No.
we had a copy of Rock Band that we got from Harmonix somehow.
Yeah.
And a box of crap that EB Games gave us.
Yeah.
That
Matt
we did
basically
not
did.
ship
but
out until
I worked
March.
out with the manager
Yeah.
at the time. In Mirror's Edge courier bags.
Correct.
Yeah. That was good times.
Remember that.
Yeah.
The shorter shifts.
How do you
probably-
not remember it? You're why we shipped it out in March. You got so mad.
No, I
No.
No, me. Yeah, no. I said, I remember
Oh, I
that.
thought you
I
said
got
you
so
didn't
angry
remember.
we hadn't shipped it.
Yeah. And fair enough.
Yep.
I was like, what do you mean?
Hadn't gotten around to
Good
it.
times.
Is the winner of that in chat? How did you enjoy it?
I came
Did you ever receive it?
I came to the conclusion the other night that I am considering this the start of the fourth age of Desert Bus.
The
Fourth age.
That we are in the 4th age of Desert Bus.
Nice.
So
Okay.
what denotes the first age? of
First
Desert
age
Bus?
is years 1 through 3.
Okay, so that's in the first moon-based building.
That's in.
That's living room, and then
Living
Moon
room.
Base 1 and Moon Base 2.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And then, Moonbase Mark III for 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah.
Did we really do 4 there?
Yeah.
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 So that was the second age,
Yeah.
and then the third age was 8, 9, 10
When we went off site.
when we went off
Because
site.
we needed more than one toilet,
Yeah, and then this begins the 4th age,
which is back at the moon base.
which
Well, potentially.
But
I
also,
don't
like,
know if
the
we're gonna be.
different numbering.
It's also
the
just-
different feel.
Yeah, it just felt like it's not necessarily. It wasn't about necessarily the space that played into it, but because I don't know if we're gonna do it here next year. Way too early to talk about that.
Yeah, that's true.
But
We're not even done this.
Well, there was like a
Desert
massive. Like,
We are
there's
definitely.
volunteer inflation, prize inflation. Like there's all these things that got bigger and bigger. Gear inflation, things got
Yeah.
big and big and big. And we figured out what, now that all those dials have turned up, we're like, well, now we get to figure out what this really does need to look like to be sustainable for everyone involved.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
not kill us.
Well, because like the big change this year is like
Now
the
it's
prizes. We have
Iterative improvement.
far less
Yeah.
prizes, which has been really great
It's
for
been-
everybody here. I hope it's been noticeable for y'all at home.
And in a positive way?
Yeah, in
Yeah.
a positive way, which I think it has been.
Yeah.
Everybody here is happier. We're doing a lot more
So
silly
much
things
more
on
chill.
camera. Things
And
are
it's
just more
not
chill.
like we're making that much less.
We're not making much less at all, really. Like, we're pretty much right on track with last year.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know if we're going to beat it this year, and I don't really care, but we're going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And,
What's the worst case scenario? We stop right now and we've only raised $430,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Wait, is that an option? Because I would love to go home and go to bed.
No,
We're here for the duration,
152.
Turner.
Just means no more donations come in. We've still got like another 20 hours of this.
Yeah.
And that's great. And everybody's happy.
Except the drivers.
I just the scheduling was not great. I kind of didn't think about that when I was like, I'll take an overnight shift
Yeah.
because I came in at 6 o'clock this morning
Yeah.
for
Yup.
Dawn Guard.
Yep.
You're a
But
smart
then we
man,
went
James.
Dawn.
Oh, Dawn! I'm excited for Dawn.
Remember, you're on the clock until noon.
Guard. What?
No, he's not.
I'm going home at 10, man. Well, I might stay till noon.
Yeah, I feel like
Again,
You're
peace
hanging
be
out
with you.
Paul.
yeah, I feel like less prizes means less time for administration, which means more time for farting around, answering questions, doing challenges, or just like seeing what happens, which is kind of
Yeah,
nice.
like it was seeing like the first bit of your shift today, Kathleen, like with the craziness of
That was exactly
pen
what all
stuff,
of Desert Bus
and I
was
was
like.
just like, oh, no, oh, I hate it all. I mean, it was great in things, but for a very short period of time, that's all I wanted it for. But
Yeah.
it's been so nice behind the scenes, and even just like because I have gone home and watched the stream now. I didn't do that in previous years because I was just like, no. I need to not desert bus for
Right.
like hours now. But yeah, like I've gone home and turned it on and been like, oh my god, they're having fun, and it's nice to see.
James, I
Yay.
liked
Hopefully
the.
everybody
Oh
watching
yeah,
is enjoying it too.
Lombard. We've managed to avoid that, thankfully. The period of time where there was like 2 people. Remember when it was like
yeah.
the 5 a.m. slump when
Yeah.
it was like the driver and Andre.
We've got way
Nothing
better
against
management.
you.
No. Me and
Thank
Morgan's-
goodness you were there.
Oh, it would have been.
Andre's a rock.
Yeah.
Andre's the Knightsman.
Yeah.
James, I liked the suggestion in chat for as a suggestion for your numbering of the ages, which is age 1,
Yeah.
numeral 1,
Okay.
age Roman numeral 2,
Or it's Lombard's tattoo.
age Mark 3, and then age Delta.
Nice.
We're in the Delta Age.
So.